Right then, good evening everyone, we are back again, exciting things as you can see down there on the layout. Won't spoil you with any of the details, although the details are obviously always, they are all there. Let's try and speak properly, George, put your teeth in. So, if I can even find my opening script, it is that time of the week again, isn't it everyone? It's Sunday afternoon, so it is time for another stream. Do remember to subscribe and like the stream if you are enjoying it, and if you think you will enjoy it. Subscribing to my channel is free, and if you could share a video or two of mine, some you know, sorry, it's to someone you know, or a different YouTube channel who, you know, accepts that sort of recommendation stuff, then that would be most appreciated. It really does help to build up the channel. So hello everyone and welcome back to another stream from my channel, HEMR Railway. Today, well, we've got a bit of everything. As the title suggests, we have Sunday run-ins, so that's just running trains and running requests in general. New additions, which is the platforms, as you can see. We've got shout-outs there coming back this week as well, and more. I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 things to talk about in today's stream, along with all the other tangents I end up ranting on about, and also all the stuff we get in the live chat. Mark, welcome to the stream. You have said wow platforms. Thank you very much. I'll go in depth with them a little bit later. Do let me know in the chat if audio and video is all okay. I presume the video, is working all right, because Mark can see the platforms. Hopefully you can hear me as well. Do bear in mind that all comments from the live chat take a while to come through to StreamYard, so it might be a minute or so before I do see your comments. And also it takes a while to go from me here speaking in person to go over to YouTube as well. So if there's a bit of a delay, obviously when I ask for requests, there's a bit of a delay of about a minute before, you know, people hear it, and then another minute before they decide what they want. So I'll be patient as long as you're patient with me in reading your comments as well. Today's stream is about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes long, so I'll probably finish at about 20 to 6-ish, because we started a bit late because various problems, which shall describe to you later. Now, let's play a guessing game. Which of these platforms isn't properly fixed down? Is it the second radius line, the third radius line, or the fourth radius line platform? Which do you think isn't screwed down properly? Bit of a story coming behind that later, but that's later. So, as always, I will roll the intro, and I will see you on the other side of said intro. Don't know if it's just me, but that intro seems to be played quite fast on stream. It's almost like the video and the audio is sped up. Can't think. The best way to describe it to you is probably singing it to you, but I'm not going to do that. So, like, that intro to me seemed really sped up. I don't know if it's just my end. I don't know if it's the streaming software in general, or I don't know if it's just me going loop it. But that seemed a bit fast. Well, I'm going to try that again and see if it's a little bit slower. Okay, I think that was a little bit better. It started off at the same, well, the first time I played it, I'll make sure I've got the right microphone on, yes I have. The first time I played it, it was really fast, and then when I just played it then, it was fast for the first half, and then slowed down to its proper speed halfway through, so I don't know if you heard that, but my intro should be like, da, 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 it should be that speed, but the stream was like speeding it up as if you put it on 1.25 times speed. Don't know what's happening there. If you heard any speeding up or slowing down, let me know and I'll investigate. But we ain't going to be on StreamYard for much longer. We are going to move in over to OBS when I get a proper Windows computer, because let's face it, my laptop isn't the best. But yeah, so today we have basically normal run-ins, updates, major updates, as you can see there. Lots of stuff to talk about, some interesting stuff to talk about as well, and of course all the usual running trains and requests and stuff like that as well. So first of all, on the second radius line, I mean, I've just realised this is a terrible demonstration of what the lines are actually supposed to be. This second radius line is supposed to be light passenger and light freight trains, so you're not going to have any big trains like the 9F. You're mainly going to have 040s, 060s, maybe on the occasion a couple of Pacifics or some diesels if we get on like a big running session or something like that. So I've completely failed there, because not only have we not got light passenger, I'm going to be running one or two coach passenger trains and then maybe 7 or 8 long wagon trains on here. Not only have I gone a long passenger train, I've also got one of the biggest steam engines ever built in Britain. So yeah, I failed on that one. I failed on the third radius line, because that's going to be used for slightly bigger freight engines, so 4Fs, double heading 040s, 060s, maybe an 080, like the Raven Q6. Is it the Raven Q6, or am I just making that name up? Raven Q6. No, the Raven Q6 is something, it's not just me being silly. So if I ever get an 080, probably on here, this will be for slightly heavier freight working and then slightly heavier passenger working. Failed at that because I've got an 040 and a very short wagon train. And then the fourth radius line is going to be used for heavy passenger, which I've achieved because I've got 5 coaches. That's quite heavy. So I've achieved at that one, and I've also achieved by putting the big Pacific loco on there. So heavy freight, heavy passenger, medium freight, medium passenger, low freight, low passenger. I also thought I'd just have this little run around loop on here, which does actually work. The coaches don't bash into the platforms. I'll demonstrate. Welcome to the stream, Kurt. That's absolutely fine. Hi, sorry I'm late, phone was dead. That's absolutely fine. Good to see you here, though. So the runaround does loop. The runaround loop does work. I've just had to be careful with how I made the platforms and how far I screwed, how far away the platform is. I had to be careful with that because there's like a millimetre or two tolerance in places. Just heard a scraping noise there, that's not good. Let me switch over to the other camera briefly while I just check what... That wasn't doing it a minute ago when I tried it before the stream. Let's have a look. Ah, that's what it is. As far as I'm aware... Not very in some cases. As far as I'm aware, I think it's just the buffer. I hope. Yeah, I think it's just the buffer. It wasn't doing that yesterday or a minute ago. So I think what I'll have to do is I'll just have to chisel off a little bit of wood to stop it bashing. That's fine. So just there, at that point, the wood must have expanded since I put it down yesterday. This platform was done, so just need to chisel a bit of wood off there. Anyway, that's fine. It's not important anyway. So the runaround loop does work. There we go. Well, in fact, all the platforms work. So there we are. So they are the trains we are going to be running away. Running away. Started reading somebody's comment halfway through what I was saying. So there are the trains we are going to be running today. So let's start in reverse order because I've just run the second radius. Here is Tornado with its train. There we are with the Pullman coach, DIY Pullman coach. Still doing the other two, although some of the diodes I need to make it have gone faulty. Here's the third radius train, Queen Elizabeth with her freight train, exiting platform 3. And here's the 9F, exiting platform. I said platform 3 there, didn't I? I meant line 3. Marcus saying about Kurt's live stream. I didn't know Kurt did a live stream as YouTube failed me with its notifications again. Let me have a look. Because not only did I not get a notification for Mark's stream, I didn't get a notification for Kurt's stream if it's a recent one. Yes, I'm aware about the purple issue on camera too. Don't know why it's doing that, but I think we're just going to have to put up with it for today. I think the camera software needs an update, and well, I was setting this up half an hour before the stream started and I didn't want to start sorting that out, so I'll have to go midstream at sorting that out. But if it don't work, then we'll just have to rock with the millennial rave disco party look on that camera. All right, so now it tells me that Kurt did a stream. All right, so 2 hours ago when Kurt did a stream, it didn't tell me he was doing a stream, but 2 hours later it now does. Are you joking? Seriously? Well, that's something else I'm going to have to rewatch. I shall rewatch Mark's stream. I shall rewatch Kurt's stream as well. Because YouTube has yet again failed with the notifications. So, apologies on that, you two. Sorry, Mark. I would have joined, but again, YouTube notifications. I was busy when you were both doing streams, but if YouTube had notified me, I could have had it on in the background while I was sorting my platforms out. And sorry to you, Kurt, as well. So your two streams are the first things I'll be watching after the stream. Or tomorrow, depending on what I'm doing after the stream. Got some things to pack away, including the stream itself. Mark said, I thought you painted it, lol. No, not quite. Kurt said, want me to tell you what locos I got? Yes, I know you got an IVET class 2. Did you have any luck with fixing that? I know you emailed me about it. Did you have any luck with fixing it? 9F's going a bit slow. Let's rectify that problem. I will just see if I can fix camera 3. I'll have a quick look. We're going on to camera 1 for a moment, just so I don't appear on stream. No, that doesn't seem to have cracked it. I don't think it's having it, folks. Let me know if it gets too annoying and I'll turn it off. Don't know what's up with it. I missed one of your comments earlier, Kurt, as well. You said I saw the same 9F as yours, brand new, sold for 140. You mean the 1-to-1 collection 9F, 92212, part of the 1-to-1 collection? You mean that exact one? Fair enough, I suppose. Limited edition of 500, people are going to want to sell it for a lot, aren't they? Just doing it now, trying to fix the either. I think it's a black 5 he's got as well. And also the same Flying Scotsman as yours. I tell you what, I'll run that for you later, Kurt. What? Flying Scotsman with firebox glow and realistic chuffing sound, as James May puts it. Fair enough. I'll run it later if you like. Something I've noticed about that Pullman car, shortly appearing on camera too, is that it doesn't flicker. Focus. It doesn't flicker nearly as much as it used to do. Like it used to flicker all the time, but now I guess the pickups have bed in a bit. And that's why you should always run your engines in to get the pickups to bed in properly. I guess now the pickups have bedded in on that one, it's running a lot better. Or lighting up a lot better. Doesn't even flicker over the points anymore. Kurt says it's the same 9F. Kurt says there's also, but the light in the Scotsman doesn't work great, but it's still good. Yeah, it won't. It's an old filament bulb. It requires quite a high voltage to work. In retrospect to what you'd want to be running your trains at. I think it doesn't, on the second radius controller, this one, on the fourth radius controller, it lights up at a reasonable speed. But with the third radius one, it's doing some weird PWM thing. As is that one and as is that one, but it must be slightly dodgy, this one. Because even if you have it on full power, it barely lights up. But the other two controllers, it does fine. I wonder if I wave my hand in front of here, if it'll work. You see, look, there, it lights up. Or it gets rid of the purple. So I wonder if I get something and place it in a similar position on the track, if it'll focus in on that stationary object and it might work. That was the phone charger falling off. There we are. So I wonder if I put this down here, will it focus in on that? No. If I focus this here, will it work? I wonder if it will. Oh! Crikey! No, it's not having it. No, it did then. You see, if I put my finger over the lens, it works, but then that's useless. Hey-ho. Doesn't matter. Right, I think these trains can do 2 more laps each and we'll get some requests in. By the way, folks, remember to fill out the form in the live chat. We are doing shout outs at the end of the stream again today. Make sure to pop them in. So get your responses in there. One more lap for each of these engines. I'll activate the runaround loop for the 9F because why not? There we are. Let's slow her right down. See, it didn't make that buffer springing noise. Then you won't have been able to hear it over the rest of the trains. But yeah, it didn't make that noise then. So there's the 9F, off shot slightly, but I wanted to stop the coaches in the platform properly. Kurt says it's really cold in the shed. I need to put the heater on. Well, I would put the heater on up here, but well, I would have a heater up here, but unfortunately we can't do that because the loft is a cold space, right? Because the loft of your house is a cold space, because there's no point heating up the loft, is there? Because, well, there's just no point. It's just waste because it'll just escape through the roof. Because this loft is a cold space, and we've put insulation, which is what all this stuff is, to try and keep some of the heat in. If we actually add more heat with the heater, or by leaving the loft ladder down to the spare bedroom, because we have the heating on in the spare bedroom. That's where we put all those clothes on the area to dry them in the winter. Saves them putting them in the tumble dryer and wasting more energy when we can just use the heat energy in the radiator right next to it. So if we leave the loft hatch open, for hours and hours and days, or if we try to put a heater on up here, we get condensation. That's what. Yes, you can just about see it. You see this here? This white line. That's filler where water dripped onto the plywood and the layers started separating. We haven't had that problem since last year, so it's all good. We've got I've got a short video coming up just showing another little invention we're going to put in place. Because putting that loft ladder up takes ages. You have to lift it up, you have to fold it down, then you have to fold it up, and then you have to put it up and lock it in place. Whereas we're going to invent like a little flap, and you just lay down over the top of it, and then it stops. You having to put down and put the loft ladder up every time you go in and out. Because if I go down for lunch, I don't want to have to put the loft ladder up to then 5 minutes later have to put it down again. So we're going to me and my dad are going to install a little flap that allows us for that to work better. Kurt says, can you see the 66 with Virgin coaches? Yes. Mark says he was freezing in the garage today. Surprisingly, it didn't actually get that cold up here. If you have a fleece and some slippers on, it's all right. Right. Kurt wants the 66. I've not tested the diesel on this runaround platform yet. Might be a good test this, actually. The 66 will be going on sale soon. That's something else I've got to talk about today. It should be on sale in the next 2 weeks because, I'm not fed up of it. I just need something that, for me, my layout works in a very particular way. So as you can see over here, let's use this example. So as you can see over here, we've got a point, another point that leads onto another track, and in the middle we've got plastic fish plates. So what that means is the third radius track is on a different controller to the second radius track, because otherwise, if it wasn't, then as soon as I turn something up on the third radius, the second radius would also start moving. So basically, this side of the fish plates, these are the fish plates here. So this side of the fish plates, we're on the second radius controller. This side, we're on the third radius controller. And because the 66 has a particular quirk, is that the right word? I'm not even sure if that's a word. I'm just making that word up. The 66 has a particularly interesting design in that the wheels on, say, this bogie pick up from this rail, so that rail there, and the wheels from that bogie pick up on that rail. And for some reason, when you have the front bogie, which is in front of the fish plate, so it's on the third radius controller, and the back bogie, which is behind the fish plate, so it's on the second radius controller, the motor doesn't like that, because obviously it's getting power from two different controllers. Well, it's picking up power actually from one controller and trying to return it to another, which doesn't cause a short circuit, but it just breaks. So unfortunately, the way I've designed my layout, things like the 66, 47, which uses a similar method, and Golden Eagle, stuff like that with like a split design so that one bogie picks up one rail and the other does the other rail. Stuff like that doesn't work properly on my layout. Now you might say, well, isn't that what the tender drives do, such as your Golden Eagle? And I don't use Golden Eagle. I won't ever use Golden Eagle for switching between tracks because A, it's not really reliable enough, and B, it was my first ever engine and I just don't have the heart to sell my first ever engine. But anyway, enough waffle. Kurt, you want your request, don't you? 66 with Virgin coaches. Absolutely will. I'll put it on the other side and then back it round, because then we can test out the runaround loop. It should work, because technically a 9F is articulated because it's loco and tender, technically. But we'll see how it does with the big articulated diesel. Full wave. Let's get it moving. Any more requests, anyone? Anyone can have any amount of requests. We haven't got that many in the stream today. Yes, the 66 seems to be working fine. Not a problem. 66 does not have a problem. And you might be asking, why am I using this runaround loop here? Obviously, you know, I've got one at the back of the coal marshalling yard over there. The reason why I want 2 runaround loops is A, to have a bit of fun, because, you know, if I have a small passenger train with 1 or 2 coaches, then technically what I can do in running sessions is I can pull that train into here, close the points, so that this section is dead and the train won't move, and then I can run another train on here, still on the same controller of these 2, may I add, but because I can shut the points, and because they're electrofrog, inshell frog points, when they're shut, when they're not leading off into that siding, then that siding is not powered. Obviously, if I have one open and the other shut, then yes, power can't get in here, but power can get in from the other end. So the idea is I can pull a small passenger train in a running session, keep it in the siding, run another one round, and then, you know, in the middle of the running session, take it off, put it into a siding, unlock the points, and then get that other one running again. So that was the mechanism why I decided to do it that way. So, Kurt, here's your request. Does perform well, does the 66, just that quirk doesn't make it run that well on my layout. Any more requests, anyone? Any at all? I can actually uncouple Tornado. That might be a good starting point. Kurt, you can have a request if you want. You can have another. Mark, you can have one. Make sure you fill out the form, by the way. Make sure you fill out that form. We are doing shout-outs at the end of the video. Don't think we've got any more requests. 4F. The only reason why I'm selling the 4F is because I prefer another 060 tender engines, such as the J15. I'm also going to maybe... I don't know. I might get a J50. I don't know. I did used to have a Lima one, but Kurt has got that now. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I prefer the J15 over the Fowler 4F. And the 4F was actually an eBay project. So I've told you before how I buy locos, do them up and sell them on for a fair price. Not only so I get a couple of quid profit to progress my layout, so that the buyer, obviously, once they've got the engine, or if it's a person from my channel that buys the engine, so that the buyer can be confident in the fact that it will work, or at least after they've got it. So I bought the 4F, and then because I had it apart about 17 times trying to fix it, I became quite attached to it, but I've decided to sell it and recoup my money now. Right, 4F is coming round. Kurt wants to see my A4, so I have put the A4 on the other track. Well, I will do. I've put the 4F on the other track, I should say. Coupling hook's a bit high on that wagon. Let's rectify that. There is the 4F. Kurt wants the A4. I'm not even sure. I think it worked last time. We'll soon see, won't we? I think the only loco that doesn't work is none of them. Oh, apart from the German engine, that's the only one that doesn't work. The one my uncle gave to me, or lent to me, I should say, sorry. I've been using that quite a lot recently, not in videos, I just have been using it. Back up the engine. You can see the coach lights have come on. That's because there's power on for the A4. Every engine I've got needs its wheels cleaning. Need to make a loco servicing document so I can keep track of it. I used to do. But I stopped doing for some reason, which was a bit silly. Oh, it's not liking this ballasted area, Kurt. We might have to replace it. Anyway, Kurt's request. And the second radius was 66 with Virgin coaches. Also, Kurt's request on the fourth radius was A4 with coaches. Come on, you stupid thing. Maybe it'll get going. And mine on the third radius was the 4F with some freight. Not happy, Kurt. I tell you what, I'm going to take it off. It needs a look at and I don't want to damage it. I'm going to get a mallard at some point as well. I'll tell you what, Kurt. I will... well, that's what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to put Flying Scotsman on for you, so instead I'll replace it with Flying Scotsman. After all, it's only one number out. It's an A3, not an A4. So I'll put that on for you instead, because I don't think Golden Eagle's happy. Yeah, it's still a bit ropey on that ballasted area that needs looking at, but it should be okay. I wonder if you'll be able to see the firebox glow on camera, or Millennial Camera 3 as I'll call it. By the way, Kurt, remember to fill out that form for a shout out later. I think we're off now. I'll tell you what, I'll put the banner on to remind people. Oh yeah, you just got a glimpse there. Now I'll engage the points for the 66 and I'll see if it'll go round the curve at speed with it being an articulated, well, a double bogey engine. It's not really articulated, is it? Let's see if it'll work. Yes, indeed it has, although that is going far too fast round there. Although I'm not going to slow it down because it's fun. F's doing well. And obviously before I sell any of these engines, I will give them a proper good service and a good clean and stuff like that. Scotsman is wheel slipping. Okay, that's fine, Kurt. It's not mandatory, as I say. It's just to help boost your channel. But if you're fixing something, that's much more important. Thank you, Kurt. Doing a bit of a dance down here, aren't they, when they go over that point? Quite funny. Here, look, watch. We'll do a dance. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Scotsman is struggling. Well, that should do it. Give her a bit more beans. Might take a coach off for Scotsman. It's kind of spoiling it that it doesn't work properly anyway. Let's take it down to 3. This was another thing I intended doing with the runaround loop. Oh, that's not what I meant. No, crikey. That is not what I meant to do at all. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do at all. The idea was I could use it as an extra siding. Damn stones got stuck in the point. The idea was that I could use it as an extra siding for stabling coaches, because, you know, sometimes at stations in lesser used platforms, you sometimes see coaches like that, don't you? So the idea is I can use it to store things and then have a train come along, stop, back up. In fact, that won't work because that's a blast. Things aren't going well. Brake coach will have to go at the back because it hasn't got a coupling on it. It probably should, actually, for all these times I've had to say it's not got a coupling on it. It'd be just easier to spend 50p and get a coupling. Anyway, so the idea is I can get the train, back it up, and then connect it to make a bigger train. There we are. And then off we jolly well pop with a bigger train. And obviously we've got a platform for Various things went wrong there. There's been a glitch in the matrix. I'm joking. Various things went wrong there. To try and revive my brother's phone. Yeah, I am here, Kurt. Glitch in the matrix, the Wi-Fi conked. And we also had a derailment at the... The Wi-Fi went and the sound went at the exact same... The Wi-Fi went and we had a derailment at the exact same time. I'm going to stop the trains now. I think it's time I did some talking and some updating. Blast, I went for the wrong knob. Bleeding hell. Right, let's stick that there. We'll stick that one there. And we'll reverse the 66 back. Right, I will revive my brother's phone when we start running the trains again, because I do not know the password, and I thought I did. Guess that's the point of having passwords. And we've gone full screen for some reason. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, he says, trying to get off full screen. So the first thing I have to... No, go away, message. So the first thing I have to talk about is, obviously, the platforms here are mainly and mostly installed. The second radius, this one here, third radius, this one here, are installed. The fourth radius over here is partially installed, but thanks to a broken drill in which the chuck of the drill, the bit that holds the screwdriver bit or the drill bit or whatever you're sticking in the end of your drill that isn't one of those two things, the chuck only tightens and doesn't loosen. Brand new drill, using it today, chuck suddenly comes loose. You can tighten it but you can't loosen it, so thanks to that I have to now go and put another drill on charge for a day and a half, go and put the cordless screwdriver we have on charge for half a day. So there's a massive delay there in that I can't install the rest of the platform because I've only managed to put screws in 1/3 of the way down the platform, because A, I haven't drilled over all the holes, and B, I was using the drill as a screwdriver as well as a drill. So screws have only been screwed in up to here, so you've then got another 2/3 length of the platform that screws need putting in to hold it down because the drill broke. So it doesn't move really. Obviously all the platforms, they aren't going to move anywhere. They are screwed in up to about here, so it's really solid at this end, slight wiggle at this end, but you might be able to see there's a joystick. I've had to cut a notch to fit round there, so that's not pushed fully in or screwed fully in yet, because the drill, and I didn't have a screwdriver charged, so got to fix that. But it is in place for videos and stuff like that, so you can't tell unless I've just pointed it out. The third radius platform over here, now we had a problem with this. The first time I made the third radius platform, what happened was I made it, it was all fine, but then what I started doing was I started sanding these slopes on the wrong end. So instead of having the instead of having the longer, fatter end at this end and the faster but shorter end at this end, what I'd actually done is I'd had it the other way around, so that the fatter end was at this end, and then the slightly thinner end, this end, was at that end. So this end and this end were swapped around because I'd actually flipped it over and sanded it like that, which was really, really daft of me. So I had to make it again, and of course we didn't have a piece of wood long enough, so I had to make it out of 2 pieces of wood. So what I've done is I've screwed this half, or this 2/3 down, and that 1/3 down. There is a gap in the middle which you can't see on stream. You might just be able to see a little nick there. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to it is all painted, but I'll have to fill all the gaps, sand it down, repaint the grey bit, and then repaint the white line. Although I might not have to paint the white line if it's white filler. But they are the platforms. And they're screwed in from underneath the board. I haven't screwed them in through the top. I've screwed them in from underneath the board. Ow, that's my finger. So you can't see the screws. So there are no shenanigans of countersinking, drilling, filling holes, and then painting it again. So another mishap, by the way, side note that I've had this afternoon, is that I spilt my ballasting glue and water mixture everywhere. I mean everywhere. I've spilt it all over the corner of one of the loft. I've had to mop it up with a towel. So that was another oh no moment. So it's not been the bestest of afternoons. I have not only haven't broken the drill, but it broke while I was using it. So have I broken it? God knows. So I've not only does the drill not work, I spilt glue everywhere. Probably should have waited it to dry before putting all my ballasting stuff over the top of it, but it doesn't really matter. Next thing I have to talk about, loading. Loaded. The next thing I have to talk about is Bill. Kurt, if you're still here, I think you are. Bill's videos have gone. I don't know if you know Bill. Let's get his channel up now. YouTube.com. Right, I will share this page with you, because why not? I'm nice like that. So Bill's videos have gone. Me and Kurt were emailing each other last night or the night before about this. Kurt noticed and I hadn't noticed, so Kurt managed to point that out for me. When it hits this train forward a bit, there we are, that's better, you can see it now. So what I will do is I will share screen, Chrome tab, YouTube share. Now that should be working. That's not quite worked how I wanted it to work. Let's go back to there we are. That's how I wanted it to work. Right, there. Are we working? Are we on? Are we live? Yes, we are working. Kurt says it's here. That's good. So if I type in Bill, now I don't know if you knew Bill, but it seemed like a really nice person. I'm sure he was. But basically, he had a channel. Oh, it's popped up now. This didn't happen yesterday. But anyway, Bill had a really good channel focused around servicing trains. Now, what he did basically was he started off by servicing his own trains. So he was doing a bit on eBay where he bought engines off eBay and then he did them up. Well, bought engine on eBay, did them up, and then ran them on his layout. I don't think he's ever had a new engine, which shows he's good at fixing things. But basically, what happened was, started off as a channel. He started servicing his own engines, and then he got emails to his YouTube email address, and people were like, "Oh, do you think you'll be able to service this engine?" So it went from him just servicing his own engines to him servicing other people's engines, because because he was that good at servicing his engines. He went from a rickety old knackered growling Triang engine to a smoother one that would rival a Bachmann engine at 200 quid for today. True story. Well, true fact. But yeah, so he ended up getting a fundraising page, a buy me a beer page. It's similar to Ko-fi or Ko-fi or Ko-fi, Ko-fi. I know it's supposed to be coffee. It's like that. But on the Twitter page, it says it rhymes with no fee, so that'd make it Ko-fi So, you know, so anyway, he had a page like a Ko-fi page or a Patreon page, but he had a Buy Me a Beer page where people could support him and help him to get new engines and progress his layout and better video equipment, etc., so on and so forth. And basically just went from servicing his own engines to servicing his own engines slightly and servicing everyone else's engines. I won't get copyright, Kurt, don't worry. So he used to have a load of videos. He had about 100 videos and various videos showing many different ways of how to service engines, you know, tender drive engines, trying engines, some newer engines. He had a really good variety of different types of engines, lots of different manufacturers, and of course, lots of different mechanisms. So, you know, it was a really good channel. So as you can see here, well, yesterday, let's just donk this in, just to get us off OO Bill's page for a moment. Double O Bill, you might call him. I just call him OO Bill. Oh, I only have 67 videos. What do you know? But anyway, when on my phone, I did this yesterday. When you went to search his channel, OO Bill, nothing popped up. It came up with a load of other people called Bill. So, you know, and it came up with that as well. So it didn't come up with anything on my phone yesterday, and I had to go into my subscriptions page and find it and then go through that way. But as you can see, all his videos have completely gone. No videos, playlists have gone. His community page is still there, so you can... Yeah, that was another thing. He liked whiskey, Flying Scotsman. Yeah. He did have problems with his PC. And this is where it is. Buymeacoffee.com. In fact, I'll have a look at that later. And I don't think he had anything on his channel page. And he had stuff on his about page, but you can see here where his description was. There is a gap where his description would be, but it's not there. So I ain't got a clue on this earth where he's gone. I just hope he is okay, really. Yeah, I hope he's okay. And if we hopefully at some point, him obviously being still okay and well, hopefully we'll get some sort of info on where his channel has been or where it is going to. If not, it was a really good channel, was OO Bill's channel while it lasted, and myself, and I know a lot of other people, including Kurt, including all the people who commented, have learned a lot from watching his videos. So I hope his channel comes back. It was really good, but hopefully it will come back and we'll get to know what happened. Hopefully it wasn't anything too bad or anything like that. This was his channel page, or his Buy Me a Beer page. Similar to Buy Me a Coffee. Just wait for that to load in. There we are, it's loaded in. So this was his Buy Me a Beer page. Hi folks, set this up so you can spot my locomotive repairs and videos on YouTube. You could buy him a beer. And these are all the people that bought him beers, which is very nice. People have actually been asking me to... some people have been asking me to set up a Patreon page or a donation page. Let me know in the chat what you think of that. I don't like the idea of people giving me money. But I think if I did do that, I wouldn't put many things behind a paywall. It might be just like, you know, an odd members-only stream 2 or 3 times a year. It might just be, oh, I don't know, a short update that isn't worth posting on my channel, but I might still post it on my website or something like that. And, you know, if I did do something like that, then it wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't put that money towards my layout. I'd put it up towards getting better cameras, getting better webcams, getting a better laptop, making the videos better, a new tripod, stuff like that. So let me know in the chat what you think of that. I don't like the idea of people giving me money, but I suppose the person who emailed me and a couple of others said that they want to support me, so that's very kind of you. But let me know what you think about setting up a Patreon or something like that. Of course, you aren't going to be missing much, if at all anything, if you don't become a Patreon. And honestly, I understand if you can't. There's many reasons why you wouldn't be able to become a Patreon. I didn't want to become one. But, you know, just let me know what you think of that in the chat. Kurt, Mark, whoever else is here, just let me know what you think of that. Yeah, and I might do something about setting it up. I just don't know at this point. But anyway, this was... This was Bill's page, and I haven't actually looked on his post page. I wonder if he's put anything on recently about where he's been. No, he hasn't. I don't think he has at all. Just on about his pug got crew. That was on May 22nd when he was still doing videos. That's his J. Oh, it's J36, not 15. Yeah, so it was a good channel, but sadly, all his videos have gone. Goodness knows where he's gone, but hopefully everything's okay, to be fair. I just really like his channel, and I'd like to learn some more and stuff like that. But who knows? Kurt said, right, with the Ivor class, I've tried a new motor and pickups, but it's still not working. It's shorting. Anything else I could do? Have you got a 900 power control? I think you've got the same one as me, haven't you? If it's shorting, take the pickups out, take the motor out, put it on the track just as a rolling chassis, turn it up to full whack. And if you hear any buzzing from your controller, then we definitely know it's not any of those problems. And it's either a problem with like a plastic isolator on the wheels or something like that. Take the motor out, take the pickups out, make sure the wires aren't touching anything. Make sure you've wired it up properly so there's one wire going from one side of the pickups to the one side of the motor and another going to the other side. Make it a rolling chassis, take the motor out, take the pickups out, put it on the track, turn it up to full whack, activate, actually leave it on half wave rather than full wave. But if when you've taken the motor and the pickups out, if it still buzzes, then you definitely know it's not a problem with those. Obviously, you haven't got a multimeter, otherwise it might be easier to do with that, but it doesn't really matter. Right, I'm going to get some trains running again. I'm going to get some quiet trains running again because it's raining. It's already loud in this loft, and we're just coming about 20 minutes to the end of the stream, so I will wind things down a bit. I'll get things going slowly so that we can have a discussion as Kurt and other people are in the chat, which is fine. That's what these streams are. They are just a chat, really. Blast. Kurt says, yes, I have. Oh, that was the 900 question, wasn't it? It says, my controller is buzzing. Yeah, if your controller's buzzing, apart from the usual hum, if it's actually buzzing, then that means it's broken. Your engine needs sorting out. I should say, not your controller's broken. That's completely normal for a transformer of that type to do that. Anyway, but if you do that and then just let me know. Is your controller buzzing when you've still got the motor and the pickups in? Or is it buzzing when it's a rolling chassis? Right, what I'll do... take that off. And then I will put the 9F on because fun. That couple of nooks fallen out yet again. My controller's on its last legs, but if it still works, doesn't it just need a new knob? Or a new front plate? You could design something like that on a Word document. It's buzzing for both. Okay. Get the motor completely isolated. So get the motor just so it's the... get the motor so that it's just the motor. There's no wires or pickups on it. Get the motor and stick a 9-volt battery across it. Does it work? But you say it's buzzing for both. It's something... yeah, it probably is. You remember on my Triang 040? Here. When I had to put the wire on the outside of the wheel. Can you see that? Yes. when I had to put that wire on the outside of the wheel, that's because the isolator there had broken. If I put the thing on the inside of the wheel, then it shorted it. So either you've got like an isolator fault with your wheels in that a plastic isolator has split or something like that, or it's just a rubber thing that's come off, then it sounds like you've got a problem with the wheels. Is it a Hornby either class 2, or is it a Triang 1, or what? Is it Hornby tender drive? Maybe. Just let me know what make and mechanism drive it is. Here comes the 9F. Short train for a massive engine like this, but it doesn't really matter. Yes, there we go. Flying Scotsman, what am I going to replace you with? I hope one day to get a 60163 BR Flying Scotsman, but they're too ruddy expensive at the moment. Will the 08 work? Recently had to glue a load of the sanding pipes and boxes back on because they were just dropping off like flies, just because it's a fragile beast. So it's not really a beast if it's fragile, is it? Whatever. We'll try the 08 with these 3 coaches. Let's see how it'll manage. Reverse. Let's whiz that round. And turn this banner off now. I think it needs a bit of a service, does the 08. It seems a bit slower than it once was. Although they are slow engines anyway. But if it's slower than it once was, then that suggests a degradation of some part. Wow, it is really getting loud up the loft now. I might pack up a bit early because I'm actually starting to get quite cold up here. We'll have to see. And I think we will run the Virgin. No, we won't. Maybe. No, what we will do is we'll run the Great Western 101. On the main line isn't here again. He said he would be, but that's fine. You're not forced to be in these streams. There's the 101. And let's, for the sake of being unprototypical, bung. Yeah, well, let's bung the Virgin brake coach on it because that just seems fun. Eras apart, styles apart. Wow, I actually railed that with the platform there. Unbelievable. Same as our Bill's one, so it's a Triang one then. Yeah, your insulator's probably broke. Kurt, what I'll do is I'll send you a picture later of what the broken insulator looks like on mine. It's kind of loose, it's kind of cracked. I'll send you an email. I'll send you a picture with email later. And I'll show you what mine looks like, and then you can compare it to yours. Off we pop with these engines then. 101 on the Virgin coach. Yeah, if it's sparking, then that means it's completely dead. Does the motor work by itself? Well, it's not dead, it's just having issues. Wrong controller again. You know what? I'm going to see if the 08 can't manage 6 coaches. Shove that, 7. Because that's exciting. It managed quite a lot in mine and on the main lines. What was it? It was the collaboration we did, the diesel and steam strength test. Managed quite a lot, but if a big weighty Flying Scotsman thing can't do 5, then will a small light 08 do it? Goodness knows. We'll have to see. I'll put the other camera on in a mo. Oh, there we go. The motor is from my B12 because the one in the Ivot was a lot quieter. So when the Ivot is out of action, I'm using the quiet one in the B12. Fair enough. The 08 is just about managing 6 coaches. Yeah, when I say just about, I really mean just about. Camera, please. There. Yes, it's inching it along very, very, very slowly. If I give it a push, will it get up to speed? Yes, maybe it will actually. I do apologise about this purple camera again. It's something that needs updating, something or other. I'll have to check it out after the stream. Give it a bit of a hand. I tell you what, why don't we use a banker? You know, when trains go to the back of another train and help push it. Crikey. We'll try using the 4F as a banker. That might be fun. Kurt, are you still here, by the way? Need your opinion on something? Yes, this is actually working well. These two seem to be running together very well. Hey, I'm happy with that. The 101 stopped again. Derailed, actually. I think that wagon's making a bit of a squeaking noise. Yes, it is. Make sure the contacts aren't pressing it too vigorously. Need your opinion on something, Kurt. You're still here, aren't you? Yes, you just said you are. Read the chat, George. A couple of people, by the way, Kurt, a couple of people now have emailed me about setting up some sort of Patreon donation page or something like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you who's emailed me because that's unfair, but a couple of people now have emailed me about setting up a Patreon donation page in order to support the channel. Now, when I say support the channel, I mean support the channel. I don't mean using, even if I got any. If I'd got some supporters, then I wouldn't be using the money to, buy materials from a layout or buy new engines or buy new rolling stock. Obviously, I'd use my own money for that because, let's face it, a small channel with 236 subscribers isn't really going to get that many supporters. And I don't feel like asking for money. However, several people have emailed me or got in touch with me or asked me about setting up some form of donation/support/Patreon page. Don't know if I'm going to use Patreon because they take like a 3% cut. So if, let's say, you donated £2, so that'd just be 97%, wouldn't it? Let's use Google. So Patreon takes like a 3% cut. Hang on, I'll find that out actually. Patreon takes 5% and 10%. 5% and 10p. So 95% of, let's say, £3. So if you donate, I don't know if I'm using Patreon because I take a 5% cut and then a 10 pence cut of anything £3 or over. So if you donated £3, I'd actually only be getting £2.75. So I'd be getting 25p less. But anyway, that's not the problem. What the question I'm asking is, what do you think about me setting up some sort of Patreon's giving page? I wouldn't be using it to progress the layout or buy engines or anything like that. I'd be using it to buy better camera equipment, new software, better cameras, better tripods, stuff like that. So basically, Kurt, I'm just asking, What's your opinion on setting something up like that? Like, I won't be begging for money or asking like that. You know, I wouldn't be putting anything, bar maybe one or two very, very short and almost useless updates behind, you know, just as a little bonus for Patreons. It'd be basically just a page for you to, you know, maybe throw, if you really wanted to, obviously, I'm not asking for it. If you wanted to, you know, chuck £1 or 50p in every now and again, if you feel like it, of course, just to help support my channel. Just because a couple of people have asked. So, what do you think, Kurt? I will read your comment, by the way. Kurt has also said, I really would like the Ivory to work. I've been looking for one in that green for a while. So, when I saw it just for over £20, it was a no-brainer, you know. Yeah, I understand. Fair enough, to be honest. I didn't mean you. You say it's a good idea. That's what I mean, Kurt. I'm not going to ask for people to donate. It's just going to be a page that's there if you want to. You know, and I'm sure if other people who I'm subscribed to set up a Patreon page, then obviously I'd be chucking a few quid in everyone's pots every now and again, just as a token of support, because I get lots of enjoyment out of these YouTube videos. That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking for people to donate. I just say, if you want to, if you really want to, and if you feel like doing it, then here you go. Whop it in there. But I'm sure if you or on the main line or Pete Clark or Mark or other people set one up, then I'm sure that obviously I'm not going to be asking for money and I'm not going to be giving you the opportunity to donate and then not donating to anyone else who is also giving me that opportunity. So, you know, it'd be kind of like a two-way thing. So, yeah, what do you think of that? I think I might do. Depends what parents think and explaining the whole concept of Patreon and donations, but I'll have to see. Yeah, Kurt, yeah, okay, fair enough, yeah. That's very nice of you, Kurt. That's, of course, if I am allowed and if it goes ahead. I'll have to explain to my parents the whole concept of Patreon and donating and the whole concept of people, if they want to, like the actual people want to, it's not just me asking. Right, I'm going to stop the trains just for the last 6 minutes and 28 seconds because I just want to briefly rattle through the last few things I've got to talk about. Oh dear. All my trains have completely overshot the station. Not to worry, we'll try again. Let's reverse this one. Let's get this one in. It's getting cold up here, and my tea, I can smell it, so that normally means my tea's ready. There is the 08. Controller off. Controller is warm, may I add. As is that LED that indicates that it's on. Last few trains coming round now. I know some cameras haven't been working and we've had a Wi-Fi glitch this stream, but hopefully it's still been watchable. 9F, stop there. 101, park it anywhere next to the water filling thing. Smashing, and I can hear the rain now. Anyway, so very last things to talk about. I ain't going to do the shout outs this week, so sorry, Mark, you're the only person who has accepted or has put one in, simply because there's no point just doing one. There is no point really whatsoever just doing one. I would really like to do it, but I've really kind of got to get off now. So I'll wait until next week when hopefully we'll have more people watching the stream, and then it'll be more beneficial rather than just doing it to a couple of people. So very last things I have to say. Ballasting will continue. I will tidy up this station area because, as you can see over here, lots of wood is visible. And especially around here, lots of wood is visible where I've had to take away some of the ballast to fit the platform in. So our ballasting will continue. I will tidy up the station area first where the platforms are, and I'll reballast the sections that need filling in where I've had to remove ballast to make the platforms fit around the track work correctly. And then only will I start ballasting on the other side and in the side-ins and the stuff like that. The mainline Class 45 is awaiting some wires resoldering and refitting to it after servicing, and it should be on sale at some point in the next 2 weeks, similar to the engines that I said I'm going to sell. Engines I mentioned last week that are going to sell, such as the 66 Virgin Class 47 and the Fowler 4F, again, will be on sale in about 2 weeks. Scenery, I can hear Halloweeners outside already. God. Right. Quick diversion. In the chat, do you or do you not like Halloween? Yes or no? Anyway, scenery and upcoming scenery, such as grass, trees, roads, finer details, will probably be coming in pretty much that order after Christmas. I haven't got the money to do it now, unfortunately. As I said, if I do set up a Patreon or a Ko-fi page, because they don't take a cut, but then Patreon has a wider audience and seems to be the more general thing rather than Ko-fi. Anyway, we'll get onto that later. I won't be using that money. I'll be using like book money from Christmas and money I've earned from doing and selling eBay locos and stuff like that. So finer details and grass and scenery and will be coming up after Christmas, along with probably several more kilograms of ballast is what I'll probably put on my Christmas list, to be fair. And next week's train spotting video is coming on Tuesday. It's quite exciting to me, as you will see in the video. Do not want to spoil that at all, so I won't mention anything else. So yeah, that is pretty much everything we had to talk about in today's stream. Kurt has said the B12 is doing the same thing as the Ivet. Oh dear. Kurt, have you got a 9-volt battery? If you've got a 9-volt battery, try powering the loco with the 9-volt battery through its wheels rather than the controller. You said your controller's on its last legs. It might be doing some funny business or something. Also, what I'd suggest doing is obviously turning your controller to minimal. Oh, all your trains are. Right. Take a 9-volt battery and put it across the wheels of your engines. It's the controller. So have you tested the engines with a 9-volt battery instead? Also, what I suggest is turning the power right down to off, turning your controller off at the mains and unplugging it, and then get a fridge magnet or a similar thing that's got a magnet on the back of it, and then run it over the rails. Because what that will do, so they all work, but not the Ivet. Get a fridge magnet, turn your power off, and then run your fridge magnet up and down along the rails. And then what that will do is it will pick up any small metal filings that might have got lodged in the rails. Because if you've got a metal strand or a metal filing sort of laid across, but not quite touching the rails, and then you put the wheels on, and obviously the flange will move slightly inwards a bit. If you've got like a bit of metal and then you put your thick flanged older engines on, then that might bridge it across. So what I'd suggest doing is getting a fridge magnet. Let me pull one off my display without breaking it. This one. Get a fridge magnet like that. You said I am done. I am dumb. It was a screw, lol. Well, the magnet would have fixed that, but yeah, good tip. Always check what's on your track. So even if you know what the problem is, every now and again, just get a fridge magnet like this, and then just the power for this track is off. Just run it over the rails like that, just to pick up any loose bits of metal. Just helps to keep your railway tidy. especially if you haven't got a vacuum and you've got a pico track rubber, you might want to do something like that as well. By the way, I'm going to say something then. That screw ain't come from your IVET class, has it? Is that what's failing? Is that why it's not working? That screw ain't come from your IVET class, has it? Anyway, I think it's just about time to wrap up today's stream. I'm getting very cold. I can smell tea, which usually means it's ready. And I was told tea will be ready about 6 o'clock, 6:15. So I best get packed up and packing all the stream stuff away. So I would just like to say thank you everyone for watching today's Sunday stream. It has been lovely reading all of your questions and your comments in the live chat, and I've really enjoyed helping people out like Kurt realise that he's got a screw on his track. And thank you all for your messages, as they are my favourite part of these live streams. Just the fact that I am live and I can see your discussions coming through in real time is why I enjoy this stream so much. I will see you on Tuesday for another video, and that next video will hopefully be a train spotting. In fact, it is a train spotting video. Quite exciting for me, as you will see in the video, as it involved a very special interaction with one of said locos. Do remember to subscribe and like the stream if you have enjoyed my channel or are enjoying my channel, and if you have or will carry on to enjoy the streams that I do. And that really does help out. So thank you all once again for joining the stream. It's been great to have you here, and I do hope to see you all again very, very soon. So the last thing, in fact, I won't say that yet. I will just say thank you to Kurt. Your questions are good, and I'm glad I've been able to help you out. Thanks to Kurt, Mark, and all the other people who have been in the stream today. Very nice to have you all in. I'll see what I can do about setting up that Patreon page. It might not happen. It might or it might not. We'll just have to see. So thank you all very much for joining today's stream. And now I can say this. And the last thing, unfortunately, I have to say at the end of every Sunday stream is take care of yourselves, everyone, and bye for now. Thank you.